Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's session, we are going to deal with Reading B, which is titled as Or Will the Dreamer Wake, which is written by Medora Chevalier. Reading B, which is titled as Or Will the Dreamer Wake, written by Medora Chevalier. Well, the title Or Will the Dreamer Wake, the poem, is a thought provoking poem written by Medora Chevalier. In this poem, the poetess focuses on species and animals that are in danger. Man has caused this destruction, and man is still dreaming of his wonderful existence in the world in the future. But it cannot be so. Will the man wake and act? Let's see it. Before we begin, let me thank Falita, one of my students, who has recited this poem for me. Thank you, Falita. Well, let's move to the first stanza.
Out in the east, the jungle listens, the tigress plaintive brawls in pain. The great trees hear her breathing, shaking inside her still. The new lives wait. These cubs could be the last ones ever to freely live and roam and mate. Our grandchild knows that tiger never, or will the dreamer wake?
First, let us discuss ideas and vocabularies of this stanza. The direction that is mentioned in this first stanza is east. East refers to the Asian continent. In the 16th century, the Europeans divided the world into 4 different continents. So, the East is referring to Asian continent, and the animal that is mentioned in this stanza is tigress. So, you understand the direction that is mentioned in the first stanza is east. East, out in the east, the jungle listens. The jungle listens. Now, what does the jungle listen? The jungle listens, the tigress plaintive growls in pain. Now, what is meant by plaintive? Plaintive is sad. The meaning of growls or growl is to make a low, rough sound, usually in anger. Here it is in pain. The tigress is growling in pain. The great trees hear the breathing, shaking. Inside her still the new lives wait. Now, the great trees hear her breathing, shaking. Who's breathing and shaking? It's the tigress. The tigress breathing is heard by the trees, and the trees are being, shaken. Please understand, it is not that, because of the breath of the tigress, the trees are shaking. It's only to indicate the pain that the tigress undergoes. Okay, now inside her still the new lives wait. Now, what is meant by still? Deep silence and calm. Inside her still the baby cubs that are in her room, they are the new lives. Okay, they are waiting to come out of the womb of the tigress. Do you understand? Inside her still the new lives wait. The cubs are waiting in the womb of the tigress. These cubs could be the last ones ever. Do you understand? The cubs are the baby tigers. These cubs are baby tigers. The poetess says these cubs could be the last ones ever to freely live and roam and mate. To freely live. Roam is to walk freely. Mate is, it is a coming together for breeding. Coming together for breeding. Our grandchild knows the tiger never, or will the dreamer wake. So the poetess says, if the man is not aware of the harm that he is causing to the species, our grandchildren will never know the tiger. So will the dreamer wake? So please understand here it is not the dreamer, here the dreamer is a man. It is not that the dreamer is sleeping. It's to become conscious or aware of what is happening to the environment. It's simple, students. The poetess says, a grandchild knows a tiger never. What does that mean? It means our future generations will not see tigers as they will have become extinct. Or will the dreamer wake? Or will the human beings realize the damage they have done to the environment and do something to protect it? Do you understand now why the poetess emphasizes these two lines in each stanza? Let's see the summary of the first stanza. Medora Chevalier, the poetess, says that the land is depleting because of man's deeds, that is, cutting down forests. Though the poetess mentioned only tiger species, she is referring to all the animals that live in the forest. Here, the tigress is sad because her species could be the last ones, as they will disappear from the face of the earth in the near future if the environment is not protected. Chevalier also says that the future generations will never know the tiger because they will be extinct by then. She asks the dreamers, that is humans, if they will realize how they are destroying the environment. She asks us to save the environment before it is too late. Is it clear? Now, let's move to the second stanza.
Far in the north, the white bear snuffles down in her lair the gleaming snow. She waits for all the life she's making outside the crashing glaciers grow. These cubs could be the last cubs ever to freely live and roam unmade. Our grandchild knows the white bear never, or will the dreamer wake?
So, the direction that is mentioned in the second stanza is north, and the animal that is mentioned in the stanza is white bear. Now, where does white bears live? The white bears live in polar region. And how does a polar region look like? The polar regions are icy, filled with the glaciers. There is lot of snow. Far in the north, the white bear snuffles. The meaning of snuffles is to breathe noisily. Who breathes noisily here? It's white bear. Down in her lair, the gleaming snow. What does it mean, lair? Lair is a place where wild animals live. A place where wild animals live. Down in her lair, the gleaming snow. Now, what does it mean, gleaming? Gleaming is shining softly. Now, how does the snow shine? It shines softly. Shining softly. The snow is shining. She waits for all the lives she is making. Now, what does it mean? She waits for the lives she is making. The hazards we are facing nowadays is global warming. Due to this problem, the snow mountains are melting rather than the normal level. The white bear survives in the gleaming snow, but the glaciers are not growing. So, the white bear snuffles for its existence. So, the poet conveys through this line that the white bear is also in the list of endangered species as the environment is degrading, and the white bear waits for all the life she is making for the rehabilitation of the environment. Outside the crashing glaciers grow. Now, what is meant by crashing? Crashing is to break violently and noisily. Glaciers are a large mass of ice which usually moves slowly down a mountain. Now, what is happening? The snow is crashing. The icebergs are breaking into pieces. They are melting into water. Now, the white bears are accustomed to the environment where there is ice, where there is snowfall, where there is iceberg and not the water. Now, due to this global warming, these icebergs are crashing, they are breaking into water, or they are melting into water, causing lot of harm to these white bears. These cubs could be the last cubs ever to freely live and roam and mate. A grandchild knows white bear never, or will the dreamer wake? Well, we have already discussed these lines. Let's see the summary of the second stanza. The poetess thinks that the glaciers in the polar regions are melting because of the unusual increase in temperature caused by global warming. The polar bear is snuffling, breathing noisily, because she is sad that her species might not live further. The polar bear waits for her babies to grow and she wants to feed them. She is waiting for the arrival of her babies. Though she senses danger, she is not much worried about it as she focuses on the present. The poetess says, "We will not see white bear in the future if we do not protect the environment." Now, let's move to the third stanza.
There in the west the song thrush warbles, she weaves her net to hold her clutch. A long wait now to find a partner, the eggs are laid, there are not much. These chicks could be the last ones ever, the last to fly and sing and mate. Our grandchild knows the song thrush never, or will the dreamer wake?
So, the direction that is mentioned in the poem of the third stanza is west, and it is indicating to American continent. The bird that is mentioned in the poem is the song thrush. A song thrush is a bird which sings with a high pitched voice loudly. So, the song thrush warbles, the meaning of warbles is to sing loudly. Now, she weaves her nest to hold her clutch. Now, what is meant by weave? Weave is to make. She makes her nest to hold her clutch. Clutch is to grasp, or to hold something. Now, what does it hold? It holds its eggs. See the meaning of clutch? All the eggs that a bird lays at one time. The meaning of clutch is to hold. She weaves her nest. The purpose of making her nest is to hold her eggs. Clear? So the bird has to wait to find her partner in order to lay eggs. There are number of eggs reducing in quantity because the birds are unable to find their partner, their mates. If there is mating only, there is reproduction, right? So as a result, there is no much eggs. There are not many eggs. They are reducing in number. As a result, these chicks could be the last ones ever, the last to fly and sing and mate. So we know already the birds fly and sing. Since the number of birds are decreasing, there are not many eggs, and as a result, there won't be any birds again. Our grandchild knows the song thrush never, or will the dreamer wake? We have already discussed this. Let's see the summary of this stanza. In this stanza, the poetess says that man has polluted air, causing difficulties for birds to survive. The number of birds is going down as a result of this. The song thrush bird optimistically builds a nest in order to hold her babies, but she struggles to find a male partner. It's because there are not many birds. Cellular radiation and the flying of aeroplanes are the two main reasons. The poetess says that we should do something to save them from extinction.
Deep in oceans how the whale swims, her song of birthing fills the seas. Thousands of creatures wait the moment, the solemn birth that they will see. This child could sing the final wail song, the last to make the ocean shake. Our grandchild never hears its mystery, or will the dreamer wake?
So, the direction that is mentioned in the stanza is south, and the south direction is indicating to African continent. And the animal that is mentioned in the stanza is whale. Here, the whale is so happy that it is going to give birth to baby whales. Her song of birthing fills the seas, and thousands of creatures are waiting for the moment to see the baby whales. Her song of birthing fills the sea. Now, what is meant by birthing fills? It is a process of giving birth to a baby. Birthing is the process of giving birth to a baby. Now, who is giving birth? Here it is a whale. Thousands of creatures wait for the moment. Thousands of creatures wait for the moment. Here, all the creatures are waiting to see the baby whales. The solemn birth that they will see. Now, what is meant by solemn? It's a very serious and not happy. It's already giving birth is not a simple thing. It has to undergo a lot of pain. So, the solemn birth that they will see. All the creatures are waiting for the moment to see the baby whales. This child could sing the final whale song. The last to make the oceans shake. The whales are very big in stature. They are very big in size that they can even shake the ocean. A grandchild never hears its mystery, or will the dreamer wake. Now, what is meant by mystery? Mystery is something that we cannot understand. Okay, so we have already discussed this. I believe you have understood. Now let's see the summary of the stanza. Here the poetess says that the whales celebrate the birth of the last whale child, and it is a song of joy and sorrow. Other creatures of the ocean know that it's going to be the end of the whales. That is why the word solemn is used here. Many creatures like whales are dying due to human interference with the environment. If this is not stopped, our future generations will not know how mysteriously these creatures disappeared.
Here in the center, four directions gather. The path ahead leads up or down. Is this our last bright new world birthing? Is this our waving as we drown? This could be our last true moment, knowing the truth our choices make. Our grandchild asks, that was the moment, and did the dreamer wake?
Well, we have already discussed 4 directions where man has caused lot of harm, and here in the center 4 directions gather. The path ahead leads up or down. Now, what is meant by the path ahead is up or down? The future is not certain. We have already destroyed the 4 corners of the world. So, the future is not in our hands. It is not certain. Is this our lost, bright new world birthing? Now, what does it mean? Are we going to create a new world where we live with the nature but not away from it? Is this our waving as we drawn? Now, what is meant by waving? Move hand from from right to left. Okay, now is this our waving as we drawn? Drawn is sink into the water to die. Sinking into the water and dying. Now, when we see a person who is waving the hand and sinking into the water, we feel he is happy, but actually he is dying. He is dying. Similarly, we feel and we think we are happy. and we are safe. Actually, we are drowning or we are descending to our deaths. And this could be our last true moment. Now, what does it mean? This could be our last true moment. Is it true? In what way? Yes, it is true. Unless we approach the poet's view, this may be our last bright new world birthing. This may be our waving as we drown because only few species are in the list of endangered species at present. If this degrading of environment continues, many species will become endangered species and the existing endangered species might have been extinct like dinosaurs. Knowing the truth, our choices make. Now, what is meant by knowing the truth? It is to realize that we have caused a lot of harm and damage to the environment. Our choices make. Our choices should be made wisely. Our choices should be made wisely. So, this could be our last moment to create what we want or to get what we want. So, knowing the truth, we have to make our choices wisely. And our grandchild asks, that was a moment, and did the dreamer wake? That the grandchild asks, that was a moment, the environment was degraded. And did the dreamer wake? And did the human beings do something to protect it and to save it? And we'll have to answer to those questions asked by our future generation. So if we don't want to answer those questions or if we don't want to expect such questions, from now onwards we have to act wisely, make our choices wisely. So let's see the summary of the stanza. The poetess means to say that we have destroyed almost every part of the earth. Here, the four directions represent the four continents that the Europeans divided the world in 16th century. The poetess says that the path ahead is up or down. She might mean that the future is uncertain as we have spoiled the environment. Chevalier says, is this our waving as we drown? She means that we seem to be happy, but we are descending to our deaths. A dawning man waves his hands, and people who see him might think that he is happy. We are bringing our own destruction by not taking care of the environment. If we don't act now, it's gone forever. We have to make wise choices in order to protect the planet so that we can survive. Let's see the tone of the poem. The poetess expresses disappointment and sadness. So it could be lament or disappointment. Well, students, I believe we have understood today's session based on reading B or Will the Dreamer Wake. See you in the next session.